What's going on, you guys? Slim here with a new video today, and we're here to talk about why Dragon Rocket Link FTK won LCS number 4. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell. You guys will be notified whenever I upload. You guys will also be notified when I stream over on Twitch. Link is in the description. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but Dragon Link, or as it's being called, Rocket FTK, just won the last LCS tournament that took place this weekend. It's absolutely crazy. Shout out to Tristan. I think it's Tristan Pugh. Tristan, I probably butchered the last name, but shout out to him. He's topped, I think, every single one of these. He's done it with Emancipator, other decks, and now he has won this time. He's gone to the finals, and now he has won with this crazy 60 card Dragon Link, or as I said, it was being called Rocket FTK deck. And in my head, I'm just like, okay, how is this like an FTK? And like, I had to do research. I had to talk to a couple people. I had to ask people, because I'm going to be honest, I don't fully understand Dragon Link. Like, it wasn't a deck I actually played when Shuping first brought it to everyone's attention. The deck has changed dramatically, and now apparently it can do an FTK, which is crazy. But like we always do, we're going to go through the deck list. We're going to talk about, you know, why I felt it won, you know, why it took people by surprise, stuff like that, and just talk about the card choices and everything. I think the first thing that blows my mind is that it's 60 cards. Like, everything is in here. Every possible thing is in here, and I think it's amazing. But let's get into it. So, for the main deck, Triple Nibiru, that doesn't come as a surprise. Obviously, one of the best hand traps against combo decks and stuff like that. The one copy of Red MD. So, the one thing that should be mentioned is that they played it without the errata. So, they did play it at full power with its full effect, without its once per turn clause. So yes, the deck did get abused because of that, and that is the last time that the deck will be able to be played with Red MD, with its original effect. From what I heard, it does change the deck when it becomes a hard once per turn. You can't really abuse it. You can't play through hand traps as easily, but other than that, it's just crazy. So there's that. Then there's also this card. So this is what I was told as part of the FTK. Most people don't even know what this card is. This is Earthbound Immortal Ozla Pisu or something. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but the way it reads is it can attack your opponent directly. When this face-up card leaves the field except by its own effect, destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, inflict 800 to your opponent for each monster destroyed. So basically, you just blow up your opponent's board, and you basically can OTK them with this, because you can burn them with the burn damage that comes off of this. The card's pretty crazy. I never thought I would see a dragon deck ever play this, but yeah, Earthbound Immortal, you guys. Like, I can already tell people are going to be shocked when they see this. The one Chaos Dragon Levianeer, that's standard. You guys already know, can rip a card out, reborn a card, or do whatever, which I think is nuts. This card is amazing. Triple Phantasme, of course, it's a dragon. One of the best hand traps is format with all the decks that play Hali Fibrax, Linkross, etc. This is easily one of the best hand traps, fixes your hand, etc., etc. For the Rocket cards, there's 2 copies of Exploder Rocket Dragon. There's the 1 copy of the Absol Dragon. Then there's this card, triple copies of Nocto Vision Dragon. There's another card like I haven't seen in these lists before. It says when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a face-down card you control, you can banish this card from the graveyard, negate the effect. Also, your opponent cannot target that face down card with card effects for the rest of this turn. And then its other effects: if a dark dragon monster is special summoned to your field except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. So basically, this is another extender. If the card is sent to the graveyard as link material, you also draw a card. That's actually crazy. So it becomes a free summon plus a free draw. That's nuts. So that card's awesome. You got the 1 black dragon, of course. He also plays the 1 copy of Dark Worm. Obviously, it becomes a starter. If it's in graveyard, it becomes a free summon. So there's that. Can start off your dragon combos. Of course, triple copies of Starleech Safer. This is one of the best cards in the deck. Everyone knows this. Can search Levianeer, etc., etc. Recyclability, card's amazing. And of course, the white dragon that goes with the black dragon. Those cards haven't changed. Best rocket in the deck. Triple copies of Rocket Tracer. That shouldn't come as a surprise. Then he does play the White Rose Dragon as well as the Red Rose Dragon. These come in tandem with what is it? In tandem with this card, I believe, which can also search Black Garden. Like, there's a lot of crazy combos that go off with all these cards. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with them, but all these dragon extenders, dragon tuners really do help out the deck, and it's pretty nuts, actually, like just seeing this whole lineup. And triple copies of Ash. If you notice, we got triple Ash, triple Nibiru, triple Phantasme, like all the best hand traps. They're just necessary. The 1 copy of Phalanx, I thought this was really interesting because I haven't seen Phalanx in any deck outside of Dragunities, but you can equip it, special summon the card, it becomes another dragon tuner, which is really important. I think the fact that it's a tuner, it works with Ravine too, is super important. You've got, of course, the triple copies of Black Metal Dragon. Obviously, that becomes like a 1 to 2 card combo with this card. The one copy of the Destruction Sword, the card that denies your opponent access to their extra deck. That's pretty crazy. The one Brotar, card's insane. The one copy of Rocket Synchron, and then 2 copies of Valor to round out all the hand traps. That's it for all the monsters. For the spells, the one for one, you have all your level 1s in the deck. Your triple copies of Dragon Shine, along with your 1 Foolish Burial. Even though this is once per turn, you just need to be able to get a dragon to the graveyard, so this card's really good. Foolish becomes your other copy of this. This can also work in tandem with Dark Worm to start your combos off, so the cards are amazing. 1 Monster Reborn, obvious. Triple copies of the new Chaos Space. This card is insane. Not only did it give a huge boost to this deck, it gave a boost to, any kind of Chaos variant decks. It's really interesting to see like the impact this card has had since its release, even though it only came out a couple days ago. This is easily one of the best cards in the deck. Being able to send a Lighter Dark Dragon and basically search a Lighter Dark Dragon is insane. So this card is great in the deck. Triple copies of Call by the Grave, because obviously you want your combos to go off. Triple copies of Quick Launch, which isn't once per turn because that's ridiculous. Triple copies of the World Legacy Guard Dragon, one of your main extenders. Also can move your monsters around to do your Guard Dragon combos. The 1 copy of Dragoonity Divine Lance, I thought this was interesting. Basically, you can equip, I guess, this to the Dragoonity Tuner from your deck to a monster equipped with this card and use the effect once per turn. So basically you can use this with Romulus, and like there's some other stuff you can do. Again, another card I did not expect to see in this deck, but very cool that it actually was played. And then the Boot Sector Launch, the Ravine, and the Black Garden, which produces the monsters over to your opponent's field, and then literally you just blow them up with the Earthbound Immortal, and you can just like OTK your opponent, FTK your opponent with that. I think that's absolutely crazy. So that card's nuts. But that's it for the main deck. It is 60 cards. Extra deck real quick. You got the 1 copy of Garden Rose Maiden, Herald, the Metal Marcher, Boral Sword. You've got the Dilingerius Dragon. You've got the Hali Fibrax. You've got your Romulus. You've got your your Quad Boral Dragon. You have your Union Carrier for the equipped. You have your Protector of the Destruction Swordsman, just a generic Link 2. You have of course your Pisty, your 2 copies of Striker Dragon, your Elpie, and your Link Ross for the extra deck. And just the side deck real quick, you got the 1 Prankatops, triple copies of Lancia, the last copy of Effect Veiler, triple copies of Cyclone, triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, triple copies of Evenly Matched, as well as the 1 copy of Red Reboot. So that is the full main deck, the side deck, extra deck. Side deck looks very standard. Obviously you have your stuff for back row decks. There's a lot of Altergeists that were being played at this tournament, so you need your stuff like Cyclones and Evenlies and Reboot to just OTK the deck. Prankatops, obviously always a good side deck card. Lancia really good against any of the decks that like to banish a lot, so really important. Also can happen in the mirror match, so card's very versatile. So yeah, so this is everything. So why do I feel this deck won? Number 1, I don't think enough people were prepared for this deck. Dragon Link has bounced in and out of formats. Xu Ping has obviously been one of the main pilots of the deck. He switched decks here and there, but he's still one of the original pilots that brought this deck to the forefront of the game. I think a lot of people just haven't taken the time to, respect this deck enough. To the people that play it, they know the deck very well. They know all the combos. They know what to do with awkward hands, and they're able to capitalize on that where a lot of players cannot do that. I think people were just overwhelmed by this deck as well because how well it plays through hand traps. Obviously, it has Call by the Grave, but it also can just keep going. There are so many extenders in this deck. I feel it's definitely one of the main reasons why the deck was so successful. I think this deck also won because this became an FTK, and let's face it, if you're not prepared for an FTK, if you do not have a way to stop the FTK, or the FTK plays through hand traps and still resolves, you still lose, and I think that's crazy. I think not enough people were also siding properly for this deck. The deck is able to play through Nibiru. It was mentioned, I was reading some of the comments over on Frozen Card Gaming's channel and their Facebook page. I was reading how he played through Nibiru multiple times. So even Nibiru, one of the most powerful hand traps, cannot slow this deck down. So the fact that you can just power through so many hand traps and still achieve not an either crazy board or the ability to just OTK or just FTK the opponent is absolutely insane. I think this deck is amazing, and it's just awesome to see something new. I'm so happy to say that it wasn't Eldritch or it wasn't Adamancipator. It just feels awesome to say Dragon Link won this event, because the last time it won an event was the UDS, and now it brings it back to back with this. So I think that's absolutely awesome. But yeah, I think those are the reasons why this deck won. The deck is so powerful, it's so resilient, and its ability to play through hand traps really makes it one of the best decks. It can go first or second, which is also a really good thing for a deck to be able to do this format. And I think that Tristan and anyone who piloted this deck really capitalized on that this weekend, and that's why they had so much success. But those are my thoughts on why Rocket FTK Dragon Link 60 card, whatever you want to call it, won LCS number 4. Shout out to Luxury Card Gaming for all their tournaments that they host. It really means a lot to the community. They're doing a lot of great stuff. But those are my thoughts, you guys. Why do you think Dragon Link won? People are gonna say it's because they didn't use the new red eyes, but I think that even then the deck still would have done something. And I think it's awesome to see that not only was it able to do something, but it was also able to win the event with one of the last events being able to use red eyes the way it was meant to be used. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.